back to the channel. Let's see how this goes. I've now got an AI tracking camera mount. So as you'll see, if I go like this, it follows where I go now. So how this is going to work, I'm not sure, but we're going to give it a go anyway. So today, I want to get the master cylinder off this car because I don't know if it's good. And because I don't know if it's good, it means I don't know if I need to get a new one or rebuild it. If it's good enough to rebuild, we'll just rebuild it. If it's not good enough to rebuild, we'll replace it. It's whether I can get into it is the first problem. The first issue I've got is I need to try and get some leverage, well, get some space. And the first issue is the water bottle is currently in the way of the little rubber bung that lets you into the master cylinder clips. The only problem with that is it's stuck. There we go, we've got the pipe off. So as you can see, that's clearly been exposed to UV rays for a long time because it's, yeah, totally knackered. I do not believe a word that this car was undercover for years. I think it's been sitting outside with no bonnet on it for probably about 20 years. So anyway, next port of call is a little grommet that lets us into that grommet, which was covering the access panel for the master cylinder clip, because we need to get that out. Right. As much as I love doing work on these cars, they can be a fiddly pain in the backside to work on. So that one there. And this one. Now, as much as I'd love to take the tripod over and go, look at this bits that I'm doing right here now, you wouldn't see much anything because it's such a small access panel. Well, as you can imagine, the size of that rubber bung that I picked up, that is the access panel. Right, we've got the split pin out, which to be honest is a sort of a miracle because usually they're C solid. Right, let's try and get the... Oh wow, that bit actually went easier than I was expecting. So that's the clevis pin out and the split pin. So this master cylinder is no longer connected to the brake pedal, which is a good point. We just need to get the bolts out that are holding it, and they're probably going to be stuck. And then the brake pipes, which are probably also going to be stuck. So I'm going to grab a spanner, and I bet it's going to track me till I go in the shed and then get confused. So let's see how that goes. Yep, it sure has. Right, so we need, and I know this off the top of my head without even having to look at the bolts, it's 1/2 inch spanner for the 2 bolts holding the master cylinder on. And it's a 7/16 spanner for the 2 bolts holding the brake pipes on. We also need a 9/16 potentially to take off the brake pipe lower down, because it's easier doing that while the engine's out. Because the engine is sitting in the workshop ready to go, well, I say it's ready to go in. We need to go and give it a compression test first to be sure everything's good, then it's going in. So we'll start with that 9/16 one, see if it moves. Ooh. I should have known the answer to that would be a no. Right, so is that double 9/16? There's 2 9/16. I need to get a second spanner to try and get this one loose. I've got a song stuck in my head after watching Down Periscope on Disney Plus. Never watched it, kept seeing clips on TikTok though, however, and I thoroughly enjoyed every bit of that movie. So In the Navy by the Village People is stuck in my head right now. And I'm not actually complaining about that for some reason, which is interesting. Right, that one there, that one there. Amazingly, this has actually started to turn. And I've had cars that have sat inside for years where they don't want to turn. So if we can get this pipe off, the next one I've very little doubt that it's going to come off. But if I got these two off, I wouldn't have to take the two little 7/16 bolts out, because these pipes are what's attached to them. Although it might be easier if we get the pipes out of the way anyway, so it gives us more space for getting into the... It's going to snap. Yep, that was a clip that just pinged off the side of my head, as you do. So we've got one there, there's one lower down. A bit of fiberglass stuck to that one. Oh no, it's a... Oh, it's a knocked it at one point. It's got a bit knocked out with it. Right, let's try the bottom one. Well, I wouldn't have believed that if anyone told... If I told anyone that, they would probably all say the same as, yeah, you're speaking rubbish. A bolt that's been in that sort of condition for that much years coming out, never happen. But no, that bottom one's just came loose too. Right, so take the bottom bolt out. There's still the remains of a radiator to take out of this as well. When I say remains, it's just the outside the edges of the radiator. The whole thing's basically disintegrated. Let's see if you guys can see. You're going to watch me as I'm trying to raise the tripod now, because the camera's going to be like, ooh, something's moving, I better track that. Right, I'm not sure how it's going to fare looking down the way. Yes, stop tracking me. No, oh, that's what that one does. Right. Trying to work with tripod yourselves, never easy. Right, let's centre that there. Right. No, stop moving. No, right. Turn that off. Turn it back on. Do we get a green light? Yeah, we've got the green light, so we're now operational again. So, what we're going to try and do is get the bolt down here taken off. If we take these two off, that should mean those two pipes will now come off with the master cylinder still attached. And that's not a bad thing at all. It is funny, however, that this car's been outside for so much years, which is evidenced by the plastic and the faded wires and all that. But some cars that have actually had their bonnet on for years and been inside for years are worse condition than this. Which is quite strange, because you wouldn't think that would be possible. Right. If any of this breaks, guys, like that, I'm not that worried. It's that badly damaged, this, and I think it'd be fair to say the master cylinder isn't, well, the reservoir at least, isn't usable. I should add as well, that just started to break when I got, yeah, like that, once I had it. So it's not been sitting years, as far as I know, with a broken master cylinder on it, or master cylinder reservoir. It was open to elements a wee while here till I got the bonnet put on it, however, so there is a chance there's some moisture got into it, but we won't know if it's totally goosed until I get it off. I'm half hoping it's not goosed, because it's although you can get these, they're an expensive part. I'm sure some of you are saying right now, why has he not just removed the master cylinder? Or reservoir, but it's because it's absolutely rotten. And I'm definitely cleaning up these threads before I put it back on. Come on, off you go. That's one bolt off, or not off even, because these are weird. They've got a nut and a bolt, and not on the same one. So the top one's a nut, but the bottom one's a bolt. So there's one down in here, and I'm on all this debris, which should fit there, and yeah, it does turn. It's always a good sign when that turns, because it means it's at least not totally seized. The problem with it is it does mean it's a slow turn, because you're getting about a further turn of the bolt each time. You just cannot get into this one at all. I don't even think the ratchet spanner fits it, which is annoying. We might be able to run out of a light as well, because this is actually in the afternoon. This morning I've been away seeing Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Funnily enough, for being someone that doesn't like horror movies, I quite like that ones. I think it's because it's the company that made the Muppets that make the animatronics in it. Because you see them and you're like, oh, that's awesome. So yeah, I think that's probably why I like it, because it's Jim Henson puppet folk that make Freddy and Chica and Bonnie and Foxy and Mangle and all those ones. And a marionette. And Springtrap. So that one's. I think it's a good one. Is that even coming out? That looks like it's just spinning. I'm half wondering if it's broken the blooming mount inside. No. Oh, it looks like it's turning. Oh no, it's turning the whole nut. Oh, what a pain in the backside. Right, we need to go and get a bigger spanner, because that's not working. Um, 9/16 5/8 maybe. We'll grab some metric ones as well. Fifteen 16 is what I'm looking for. 18s. I don't think an 18. That's another 17. It's funny that I always look for spanners in this drawer and I can never find them. I think it's down to the fact I don't often use metric tools. And nowadays when I try to find the metric tools I can't find them. There's a 16 in that one, but it's a bit chunky. Right, let's give it a go and see if we can get this master cylinder to come out. I don't want to have to cut any bolts in it. Right, here's my arsenal of spanners, or spunners. Oh, that's clearly too big. Right, that will come off of there and give me a bit more space. Yeah, so 5/8 is too big. 15 might be the size of it. Let's try that. That's definitely it there. Oh. The good thing about this is it's actually half loose now. After the nuts came off of the plate, which I'm probably going to have to mean taking the pedal box off and welding it back on, because it does make my job a lot easier afterwards if it's welded in place. Oh, that's actually wanted to move by hand almost. Right, let's put this on my head. Oh. I dropped it on the floor. Right. Unfortunately, some jobs in our line aren't that exciting. Usually I don't bother filming this kind of work because I'm like, don't get any interest for anyone, but at the moment I haven't got much else to film, so I haven't started the engine build for the, well, engine swap on the Fox yet, although I plan to start that quite soon because the kit and engine's basically ready. It just needs the cylinder head sorted out. And once I get the cylinder head sorted out, I can get it fitted, ready to go into the kitten. And the engine and the kitten come out and go into the Fox. I don't even think I can get my fingers into it. No, it's no finger tight yet. Feels like it should be. No. And that is, because there's the nut. So we take that out of there, like so. That somebody's greased it to absolute high heaven. That's fantastic. It's the only reason that came out very easily, so whoever serviced this last, well done. Right, these are always a pain in the hoop to come out as well. For some reason, the rubber, well, it does help if you take that pipe out that's holding it as well. Right, so the rubber that I was thinking was savable looks like it's scrap actually. Right, come on, sneak past that things. Right, now twist this way, twist that way. We've got the master cylinder out with the pipes attached to it still. That's clearly had a mouse in it because the top of that thing's 18. Whether inside it's any good though, we'll find out in a bit when I go and take it to bits in the shed. Right, I'm going to go in there. I'll just try one of the bolts. Before we close this bonnet, I want to try a bolt for the radiator and just see if they do turn or if they're absolutely seized solid. I have a funny feeling they're going to be seized solid. Okay, this car just amazes me. Because the radiator's been ripped out with it, but the bolt has actually just started turning quite happily with itself. So guys, you may have realised that the video just stopped and I'm no longer outside. There was a slight technical issue. The technical issue being that I haven't checked how much space I left on my phone. The phone went bleep bleep and I thought that stopped recording, and it had, because I'd filled the space on the phone. So last night and this morning I've been clearing every unnecessary video
off of my phone, and it turned out there was a lot of them. So I've got a bit of space on the phone now for filming YouTube content again. I found a couple of YouTube videos that I usually delete after I upload to YouTube that I hadn't deleted as well, which was interesting. But anyway, the conclusion of yesterday was, I got the master cylinder off. I got most of the radiator brackets off. Well, no, I did get them all off because I had cut one of the bolts in the end because it was just spinning, it wouldn't turn. So I got that done. The master cylinder I have opened up. It is knackered, totally corroded up inside. So I'm going to be getting a new one for it, and a new reservoir, obviously, because the reservoir's knackered as well. But yeah, that was the outcome of that. So new brake master cylinder, new reservoir. Yeah, onto the list of parts. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you again next time.